If you've ever been texting someone consistently, things were going well, maybe even talking about future plans, and then, out of nowhere, he ghosted. No explanation. One day, he's saying good night with a heart emoji. The next, your messages go unanswered for days. You start replaying every conversation, wondering if you said too much, were too affectionate, not affectionate enough. Maybe you scared him off. But here's the hard truth. His disappearing act has almost nothing to do with your value, and everything to do with male psychology. Most women respond to this by overanalyzing, chasing, or shutting down completely. But neither extreme works. What works is understanding why men disappear and how to respond in a way that actually brings him back, or helps you walk away with your power intact. By the end of this video, you'll know the real reason men pull away. And it's not cold feet or fear of commitment like everyone says. The 3 psychological triggers that cause a man to emotionally check out, and exactly what to do, step by step, when he starts going silent. This isn't about playing hard to get or pretending you don't care. It's about aligning your response with how men actually process emotions and connection. And trust me, it's different than what women assume. Hey, I'm Julian Vale, and for the past 8 years, I've worked with women just like you. Smart, kind, successful women who keep attracting men who start strong and fizzle out. What I've found is that the problem isn't who they're dating. It's how they're responding when things get emotionally tricky. So today, I'm breaking down the truth about why men disappear and giving you a clear, step-by-step way to handle it with confidence. Let's start with the biggest myth. He disappeared because he's not that into you. That sounds logical, right? But here's what I've seen time and again. Men often disappear right when they're starting to feel something real. That's the paradox. The stronger the connection gets, the more likely some men are to pull back. Why? Because real emotional intimacy triggers a subconscious survival mechanism in many men. One that says, this is getting serious. Slow down. Protect yourself. It's not about you being too much or too intense. It's about him feeling emotionally exposed and not knowing how to handle it. Think of it like a built-in retreat response. When a man starts to feel vulnerable, when he starts imagining a future with you, when he realizes he's developing real feelings, his brain can interpret that as a threat to his independence. And so, without even realizing it, he creates distance. He texts less. He cancels plans. He becomes emotionally unavailable. It's not personal. It's protective. Now, here's where most women go wrong. When he pulls away, your nervous system kicks in. You feel anxious. You wonder, did I do something wrong? So you try to fix it. Maybe you send a lighthearted text to check in, or you share something personal to re-engage him. Or worse, you confront him. Hey, are you okay? You've been distant. All of these responses, while completely understandable, actually reinforce his retreat. Why? Because now you're showing neediness, emotional neediness, and that subconsciously signals to him that the relationship is becoming a responsibility instead of a desire. And when a man feels responsible for your emotions, his attraction often decreases. It's not fair. It's not rational. But it's real. So what's the alternative? Let me walk you through the 3-step response that stops the cycle of chasing and creates real emotional pull. Step 1. Match his energy. Don't mirror his silence. Don't overcompensate. This is the foundation. When a man slows down, your instinct might be to speed up, to send more messages, plan more dates, show more affection. But that creates an imbalance. Think of emotional connection like a dance. If one person steps forward and the other steps back, the dance stops. But if both partners maintain the same rhythm, the connection deepens. So when he starts pulling back, the most powerful thing you can do is match his energy. Not punish him. Not disappear too. Just equalize. Let me tell you about Claire. She was dating a guy for about 6 weeks. They were seeing each other twice a week, texting daily, and things were getting flirty and fun. Then, out of nowhere, he went from texting her every morning to going 2 days without a message. Claire panicked. She sent a long text. "Hey, I just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. I've been thinking about our conversation the other night, and I really enjoyed it." She thought she was being sweet, but what she was actually doing was initiating and investing more emotionally than he was. And guess what happened? He took 4 more days to reply with a one-liner. "Hey, sorry, crazy week." End of conversation. Here's the psychology. When you give more emotional energy than he's giving, you tip the balance. You become the pursuer, and he becomes the withdrawer. And in that dynamic, he starts to feel pressure, not attraction. His brain thinks, "She needs me. I have to manage her feelings." And that kills desire. So what should Claire have done? Simple. Match his energy. When he went silent for 2 days, she could have waited 3. When he sent a one-line text, she could have replied with something light and brief. No emotional labor, no deep sharing. Just, "No worries. Hope your week gets better." Then stop. No follow-up. No double texting. By matching his energy, she would have maintained her dignity, kept the balance, and subtly communicated, "I'm not chasing. My attention is earned." And here's the surprising part. When you do this consistently, many men start to miss the connection. Because now, for the first time, they're not being handed your attention on demand. They have to work for it a little. And that's when attraction reignites. Step 2. Focus on your own expansion, not his behavior. This is where most women get stuck. When a man disappears, they obsess over his actions. Why isn't he texting? Does he like someone else? Should I say something? But here's the truth. You cannot control his behavior. You can control your energy, your focus, and your life. And that's where your power lies. I want you to imagine 2 versions of yourself. Version A is sitting at home, checking your phone every 10 minutes, replaying conversations, feeling anxious. Version B is out with friends, trying a new workout class, working on a passion project, living her life fully, whether he's present or not. Which version do you think is more attractive? Which one radiates confidence and self-worth? When a man pulls away, it's often because he's testing, consciously or not, whether you'll fall apart without him. If you do, he learns he has power over your emotional state. But if you stay steady, keep thriving, and don't make him the center of your world, that's when he starts to see you differently. He starts to think, "Wait, she's not dependent on me. She's living a full life. Maybe I'm the one who's missing out." This isn't about pretending. It's about prioritizing your own growth. When a man withdraws, use that space to double down on you. Pick up that hobby you've been putting off. Invest in your friendships. Go on a solo trip. Upgrade your mindset. The more you expand your life, the less you'll fixate on his silence, and the more magnetic you'll become. And here's a little secret. Men are drawn to mystery and momentum. When you're moving forward, when you're becoming more of who you are, you naturally become more interesting. And when he sees that, especially if he sees it on social media or hears about it from mutual friends, it triggers something called perceived value. He starts to think, I didn't realize how much she brings to the table. And that's when he often comes back. Not because you chased him, but because you became someone he doesn't want to lose. Step 3, create curiosity, not clarity. This is the subtle but powerful shift that changes everything. Most women, when a man pulls away, want clarity. They want to know where they stand. So they ask, are we dating? What are we doing? Do you like me? But here's the problem. Asking for clarity too soon, especially when he's already withdrawing, puts him on the spot. It forces him into a box he may not be ready for. And more often than not, he'll either ghost completely or give you a lukewarm answer just to keep the peace. Instead of clarity, aim for curiosity. Make him wonder about you. Make him want to know more. How? By being warm but unavailable. Engaged but not overinvested. Present but not predictable. Let me give you an example. When Jenna's date stopped replying after their third meetup, she didn't panic. She waited 5 days, longer than he had, then sent a single text. Hey, I was at that wine bar we talked about last week. The one with the rooftop view. You were right. It's amazing. No ask, no expectation. Just a little window into her life, with a subtle nod to something he mentioned. He replied within an hour. No way. I've been meaning to go back. How was the view? And just like that, the conversation reopened, on her terms. Why did this work? Because she didn't say, why aren't you texting me? She didn't show neediness. She showed independence, shared a positive experience, and reminded him of a connection they had without demanding his attention. She made herself interesting, not needy. That's the key. When a man disappears, don't try to force him back with logic or emotion. Instead, spark his curiosity. Let him see that your life is vibrant, that you're not waiting around, and that reconnecting with you would be enjoyable, not obligatory. You're not hiding. You're just living. And that's what makes him want to be part of it. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What if he doesn't come back? This is where your mindset matters most. Because here's the truth. Not every man who disappears is worth your time. Some men pull away because they're emotionally immature. Some are dealing with their own baggage. Some are just not ready for a real relationship, and that's okay. Your job isn't to fix them. Your job is to protect your peace and your standards. When a man chooses to disappear, especially repeatedly, it's data. It tells you who he is right now. And if he can't show up consistently, respectfully, and emotionally available, then he's not ready for the kind of relationship you deserve. And that's not a failure. That's a filter. I know it hurts. I know it can feel like rejection, but I want you to reframe it. Every man who walks away is making space for one who won't. And the more you practice responding with calm, confidence, and self-respect, the less power ghosting will have over you. You'll stop questioning your worth. You'll stop losing sleep. You'll start trusting yourself. So let's recap. First, match his energy. Don't overgive. Don't chase. Stay balanced. Second, Focus on your expansion. Pour your energy into your life, not his silence. Third, create curiosity, not clarity. Be warm, but unavailable. Interesting, but not desperate. And finally, honor your standards. If he doesn't come back, let it go with grace. Not because you weren't enough, but because he wasn't either. You are not meant to beg for someone's attention. You're meant to be so aligned with your worth that people have to earn the privilege of being close to you. And when you operate from that place, ghosting doesn't break you. It strengthens you. Because now you know the truth. Men don't disappear because you're too much. They disappear because they're not enough. Yet. And that's not your problem to solve. If this resonated with you, I want you to do two things. First, hit subscribe, because every week I break down the psychology behind dating and relationships so you can stop guessing and start thriving. And second, drop a comment below. I'm done chasing. If you're ready to stop wondering why he left and start building a love that stays. And if you want the exact 5-word text that can re-engage a man without sounding desperate, check the link in the description for my free guide. The Unspoken Rules of Attraction. Remember, you don't need to change who you are to be loved. You just need to stop giving your energy to people who don't know your value. You've got this. I'll see you in the next one.